I'm going to cover performance testing, cash crows, and we are going to discuss each and everything about the performance testing. Okay. Coming to our course, and first of all, I would like to give you like a performance testing overview. Okay, and before that, the whatever we are going to cover, and this is what we told so core performance testing engineering we are going to provide, and engineering what we are saying is, and our customer base might be getting degraded, and also we will lose our revenue. So we'll be having revenue loss, we are saying. Okay, so we are going to discuss about that, and if we don't connect performance testing, and how we lose our revenue, or how we lose our business to our competitor. Okay, and see here, and here I came with an example, and what will happen if we don't connect performance testing, and how we lose our business to our competitor. Okay, and let's take an example. We have two applications in the market, and they are e-commerce application. Okay, so we have e-commerce application, right? So we can browse the application. We can order anything whatever we want, and we can get all the items at one single place through online application portal, I can say. So let's say we have two applications, and which are like company A and company B. Okay, so here let us assume company A conducted performance testing, and they have cleared all the issues before releasing into the market, and company B did not conduct the performance testing before releasing the market. So we are saying that if we conduct the performance testing, we will come to know all level of issues, and we can resolve all of them, and we can make sure that application is able to sustain with X amount of user load, and it is faster, stable, and reliable before releasing to the market. So company A has conducted performance testing, and they are made sure that their application is able to work even with some X amount of users, let's say 1,000 users. And company B did not conduct the performance testing. They have just completed the functional testing, and after that they directly deployed their application to the production. So now both the applications have released into the market, and they started performing well when they started their business initially. So initially, definitely you'll be having a very less amount of customer base, right? So both the applications have released into the market, and they both have a less amount of customer base. So whenever we have less amount of customers, and both applications are performing well, and as both are performing well, and they're both are doing very good business. So when they are getting good business, then obviously that means customer base is getting increased. So here what happens is, whenever customer base is getting increased on these two applications, company A is performing very well, but there is a huge performance degradation for company B, because a application is getting stuck, and it is responding very slow, and it is not stable, and we are seeing frequent intermittent issues at the company B. But company A is performing very well even with the increased user load. So initially when they started, both businesses are doing good, and whenever users are getting increased on that application, whenever user load is high, then company B is having some issues. It is not performing well, and there is a huge performance degradation for this company B. But company A is working fine, and it is responding very faster, and there is no issue with the company A, because they already have conducted performance testing. They already identified all the issues. They have resolved all of them, and they have released their application after they made sure that their application is able to sustain with 1,000 concurrent users load. So now the customers, customers who are using the company B, got disappointed with the performance of that application. Definitely right. So when you're using one application, if that application is not faster, it is taking longer time to respond, and if you're unable to place an order, let's say earlier you were able to place an order within 1 or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but now it is taking 15, 20 minutes or even 30 minutes sometimes, and even you spend that much time, you are not sure whether you'll be able to place the order or not, because application is not stable. You're seeing frequent intermittent issues. Sometimes you're getting final internal server error. Sometimes you're getting final service enable error. Sometimes you're getting server down. So whenever you're people who are using a company P, they're having lot of issues. They got disappointed the behavior of that application. So obviously they'll be looking for alternative, right? So they just started looking for the alternative in the market. Okay, how much transaction volume I see. So let's say like if you take an example of e-commerce application, you'll be placing the orders and you'll be canceling the orders and you'll be performing general search product. So how many number of orders are getting created per peak hour, and how many number of orders are getting cancelled, and how many number of general search navigations we have. So this kind of transaction rate you'll be having. So you are going to measure the transaction rate even. And when you are achieving all of these things, then you also have to consider the server statistics. So if you have to say that your load test is good or your load is successful, then you have to make sure that all your transaction response times are less than like a SLA of your SLA of your application. And as I said, we are going to ramp up the users and we are going to give some like a delay time between user to user while coming onto the application. So if you see this graph, and users were not ramped up simultaneously. Let's say if all users have sorted at the same time, then you have seen this graph as a straight vertical line, but you can see a slanting line here. That means users are taking the time. Okay, users are taking the time gap, and it took around 10 minutes to ramp up all the users. Let's say like we are running a test with 100 users. This is the number of users graph, and this is the elapsed time. So when we have started our test, so users are coming onto the application one by one, and it took 10 minutes time to come all the. Very clear?
Yeah. So I had a question.
Yep.
So
Very clear?
so here basically in load test, so the ramping up and ramping down of users is gradual. So can we say that the difference between stress test and load test
Here,
is that one difference is that we do not do that gradual thing here in stress test.
no, here also we are doing gradual ramp up. The main difference is
Okay.
like here you are having multiple ramp ups. There you have only one ramp up.
Oh,
If you go back to load test graph, if you see here, here we have only one ramp up, right?
mhm.
This is a single ramp up duration and single ramp down.
Right.
Your graph is
Right.
pretty straightforward. And when it comes to stress test,
Um,
and you are initially starting with some x amount of users, you're giving some gradual ramp up here, and you're running it for some time. Again you are giving some gradual ramp up, and you have added some more users again, here. So likewise, you are having here you have ramp up, here you have ramp up, here you have ramp up. So the same number of some x amount of users, you are ramping them in multiple time frames, and not you're not going with a single ramp up. Got it?
okay. Okay.
So instead of going with
So
a
the
single
but the
ramp up,
ramp down
yeah.
is one.
A ramp down can be anything. So ramp
Uh,
down will never
uh,
be considered, because you don't have to measure response time in the ramp down. So you can measure the response time whenever users are actively running. So ramp down will not be considered. Ramp up will be
got
the matter, but ramp down will never be the matter. Ramp down you can have at last. Let's see. I will tell you.
yes.
If you have
So,
ramp down here, let's say you
oh,
have started with 10 users, you have run it for some time, and if you have a ramp down here, then user count will be decreasing, right?
correct.
So you should not have a decrease user count, right? You have to keep on increase the user count. That means you have to
Mm,
have a multiple ramp ups. You should keep on adding the users within multiple ramp ups, and finally you have to get them down at a single time.
got it. Thank you, sir.
I have one question regarding
Yes.
the previous slide. So
Yep.
in that it's mentioned higher a future load. So how do anyone identify what would be the future load?
Yeah, you may take, as I said, you may take 50% of your actual user load, right? Let's say your actual user load is 1,000.
Right.
Okay. So you may take 50% of 1,000 plus
Okay.
additional, okay, we are saying additional load, right? So
Yes.
1,000 plus 50% of 1,000. So
Okay.
that would be 1,500 user load. You can directly execute the test.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Endurance testing. See here. First, we are